Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope this beautiful Colorado fall day finds you all well. Now that I have lost my job, I now have the opportunity to catch up on some of the things I've been meaning to do. And one of those is to take care of my Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. And I have it set up there. I picked up this tent on the Appalachian Trail at Neal's Gap there at Mountain Crossings. I was attempting to use a hammock system, and it turned out to be just too heavy and too bulky, and it's taking me too long to get set up and take down in the mornings, and I wanted to lighten some weight, and they recommended this tent for me. I was reading the other day that typical tents, the nylon tents, with about 10 days in the sun, will be about 50% of their UV protection will be gone. Well, between 2016 and 2017, I have 1,500 miles. Let's see, 1485 on the AT. Another 30 that I did with my son, and then some Colorado trail hiking. So let's just say we're at about, I'll say about 160 nights in this tent. So I'll probably need some attention. I know the last time I had it out on the Colorado trail at night, it was raining. It rained all night, and right where the Y, there's a Y system set up with the poles. I'll show you here in just a second. I started getting some dripping right down on my face. And there's a gear loft. I was able to put a handkerchief up there to catch it. After I got back and got everything all dried out, I did get some seam sealer and put it in there. I haven't used the tent since, but I thought, you know what, it probably really needs some more UV protection, and it really needs to get some repellent protection on it. So that's what we're going to do today. So here's the Y. I don't have the tent set up really well. Normally that Y is right over that Bose system. So that's where I had it leaking from before. You can see a little bit of my seam seal on the inside is not quite as good as the factory. A little bit of bleed over there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start out, we're going to put a Solarwash on it from Nikwax. And the Solarwash basically restores the solar properties as well as cleans it, because it's pretty dirty. I'm not sure if we get all this staining off, but we'll wash it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it wet with a wet sponge, get it all wet. We're gonna spray the Solarwash on it, and then I'm gonna take a wet sponge or wet rag and basically spread it all around, okay? And then once that's done, once it's all spread around, then I'm gonna take another clean rag with clean water on it out of a different bucket. I've got two buckets out here, and I will then rinse it off. And that's all you have to do to do the solar protection. Just let it dry then. But since it's wet, I'm going to go ahead and apply a tent and gear waterproof, and I'll show those here to you. I've got them here on the ground. So there's the tent and gear Solarwash. We'll start with that, and then we'll do the tent and gear Solarproof. Okay, and when we spray the tent and gear Solarproof on, which is it's going to be it's a waterproofer. Okay, the red one is the waterproofer. We'll spray it on, and then we'll also rinse it off with a bucket of water and let it dry. Now, I'm not going to put you through the pain of having to watch this in normal time. I'll speed up the video so that you can kind of just see the quick process to see how easy it is. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I've got all the residue off of it. Now if all you wanted to do is just do the UV protection, you could stop now and let the tent dry. I'm going to go ahead and apply the repellent next. So since the tent's already wet, which is the first step in doing the repellent, I'm going to go ahead now and just spray it on. Okay, now we wait 2 minutes. I did notice that on my, I'll call this the right side pullout, I had some water streaks on the underside of the fly. So that means I might have a compromise on that pullout, that once I get done here today, I'll probably take some of my seam sealer and go see if I can find maybe where that's pulled a little bit, or take some tenacious tape and work on that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the film here for a second to give it just that 2 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. I replaced my bucket of water with fresh water so it won't have any residue of the Solarwash in it, so I don't contaminate my work here. And now I will just start to go ahead and rinse it. Start at the top here. Okay, so at this point, we've gone over the tent with a rinse. Now, as it starts to dry, we need to kind of keep our eye on it to make sure that there isn't any residue left, and to come back and rinse off any more residue. You can see that even though the nylon is really totally wetted from all of this, we are getting some good beading happening here, which is good. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of residue remaining. Right out here. Okay, I think that's it. Pretty simple. The hard part now is just getting it to dry. So here is what I found going on. It's kind of delaminating off of here. And the same thing here, this other one. So I'll take some silicone and see if I can't silicone that back on and repair those.